Have you ever bought something you didn't really need? Maybe it was something you saw on sale, or perhaps it was an item you thought would make you happier or more successful. Maybe it was a flashy pair of shoes or the latest gadget. We've all been there, standing in front of a store window or scrolling through an online shop, feeling that irresistible urge to buy. But why do we do it? What drives us to make these purchases, even when we know we don't need them? It turns out our brains are wired in a way that makes us susceptible to impulse purchases. We're influenced by emotions, social pressure, and clever marketing. Advertisements are designed to trigger our desires and make us believe that we need more than we actually do. This essay will explore the psychology behind our spending habits, revealing the hidden forces that make us reach for our wallets. We'll delve into the emotional triggers, the social influences, and the marketing tactics that play a significant role in our buying decisions. Get ready to uncover the secrets of why we buy things we don't need. By understanding these factors, we can start to take control of our spending habits. We all need certain things to survive: food, water, shelter. These are the basics that keep us alive and healthy. But beyond these basics, our spending often goes haywire. We find ourselves buying things that we don't need, things that clutter our homes and drain our bank accounts. We end up with closets full of clothes we never wear, items that still have their tags on, and shoes that have never seen the light of day, and drawers overflowing with gadgets we never use. These items, once thought to bring joy or convenience, often end up as sources of frustration and regret. Understanding the psychology of spending can help us break free from these patterns. By recognizing the triggers and influences, we can start to make more mindful decisions. We can learn to make conscious choices that align with our values and goals, ensuring that our purchases bring genuine satisfaction and utility. Instead of being puppets of our impulses, by taking control, we can lead more fulfilling lives, free from the clutter and stress of unnecessary possessions. Ever noticed how a shopping spree can lift your mood? It's like a mini celebration every time you swipe your card or click Buy Now. That's because buying things triggers the release of dopamine, a feel-good chemical in our brains. This chemical is the same one that gets released when we eat our favorite food or receive a compliment. Dopamine gives us a rush of pleasure, rewarding us for our purchases. It's like our brain is giving us a high five for treating ourselves. This feeling is temporary, of course, and soon wears off, leaving us wanting more. The initial excitement fades, and we're left with just the items we bought. This cycle of instant gratification and subsequent craving is at the heart of emotional spending. It's a loop that can be hard to break, especially when we're not aware of it. Emotional spending is especially common when we're feeling down. We might turn to shopping as a way to fill a void or distract ourselves from our problems. We might buy things to cope with stress, sadness, or boredom. It's a quick fix that seems to offer relief, but it's only temporary. The problem is, this kind of retail therapy only provides a temporary fix. The joy of new purchases fades quickly, and we're left with the same feelings we started with. It doesn't address the root causes of our emotional state. The underlying issues remain unresolved, and we might even feel worse for having spent money we didn't need to. In fact, it can even make things worse in the long run by leading to debt and guilt. The financial strain adds another layer of stress, creating a vicious cycle. By becoming aware of our emotional triggers, we can find healthier ways to cope with negative feelings and break the cycle of emotional spending. Activities like exercise, talking to a friend, or engaging in a hobby can provide more lasting satisfaction. Humans are social creatures. We constantly compare ourselves to others, especially when it comes to material possessions. This tendency is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. In the past, having more resources meant greater survival odds and social status. Today, this instinct often translates into a desire to keep up with the Joneses, leading us to buy things we don't need just to fit in. Social media has amplified this effect, bombarding us with images of other people's seemingly perfect lives and enviable belongings. We see influencers flaunting their latest purchases, and friends showing off their extravagant vacations. This constant exposure can fuel feelings of inadequacy and envy, making us even more susceptible to social comparison and status-driven spending. Advertisers are masters of manipulation. They have honed their skills over decades, learning exactly how to push our buttons and pull our strings, They understand our deepest desires and insecurities, and they exploit them ruthlessly. By tapping into our fears and hopes, they create a sense of urgency and need that drives us to act. Through clever marketing campaigns, they associate products with positive emotions, aspirational lifestyles, and solutions to our problems. They make us believe that their products are the key to a better, more fulfilling life. We're bombarded with messages that tell us we'll be happier, more attractive, and more successful if we just buy what they're selling. These messages are everywhere, from TV commercials to social media ads, and they are designed to be irresistible. Think about those commercials that show people having the time of their lives while using a particular product. They create a fantasy world where everything is perfect and all problems are solved with a simple purchase. Or those ads that prey on our insecurities, promising us a quick fix for our flaws. They make us feel inadequate and then offer their product as the solution to our problems. These marketing tactics are designed to bypass our rational thinking and tap into our emotional vulnerabilities. They know that if they can make us feel something, we're more likely to buy. By becoming more aware of these techniques, we can start to see through the hype and make more conscious purchasing decisions. Awareness is the first step to regaining control over our choices and not letting marketers dictate our desires. Have you ever noticed how buying one thing often leads to buying another? It's not just a coincidence. This phenomenon is known as the shopping momentum effect. Once we make a purchase, our brain releases dopamine, making us feel good and more likely to continue spending. So the next time you find yourself on a shopping spree, remember, it might just be your brain playing tricks on you. In times of uncertainty, spending can become a coping mechanism. Whether it's buying comfort food, splurging on a new gadget, or indulging in retail therapy, spending money can give us a temporary sense of control and relief. But it's important to recognize this pattern and find healthier ways to manage stress and anxiety. After all, true peace of mind doesn't come with a price tag. Significant role in our spending habits. From advertisements that promise happiness through products, to social media influencers showcasing their latest purchases, we're constantly bombarded with messages that equate spending with success and fulfillment. It's no wonder that many of us feel the pressure to keep up. But understanding these influences can help us make more conscious choices about how we spend our money. So how can we become more mindful spenders? Start by setting clear financial goals and creating a budget that aligns with your values. Before making a purchase, ask yourself if it truly brings you joy or serves a meaningful purpose. Practice gratitude for what you already have, and remember, it's okay to say no. By being intentional with our spending, we can achieve greater financial well-being and peace of mind.